G'day viewers. Well, I've noticed sometimes the sat would randomly go into protect mode when I first turn it on after a while. I noticed on the left side of this left channel here, the left spec will make like a bit of a brief sort of sound, and then she shuts down on me. I can turn it back on and it will be good for a while again. In the first couple of times it was like that, but now lately it's been getting better and better. I'll leave it on, once it warms up it's fine again, it never does it again. So I'm thinking it's probably these 15-year-old electrolytics are probably due to be replaced. Considering this was never used every day, it was never played hard either, so it just spent most of its life sitting unused, collecting dust. And I do use it every time I use this PC. It's not very often I use it, but it is a nice app. I should probably check these main filter caps too. I can feel here the bulge there, less so there, a little bulge there, and more so here. These two other ones have more of a bulge. Nothing major, I just feel the middle of the vents here poking a little bit more than they should. It could be just how these electrolytic caps were made, but yeah, I think that's time to replace these. Always a go, especially with high-end amps like this. Always replace the caps, especially the main filter caps, because they'll always fail first, especially as they age. As I said, this is made in 2005, which is the list. Now it's going on 15 years old. But I could use this amp, but it's fine. There is absolutely no distortion in the audio. It's got beautiful, clean sound, no ripple, nothing in the audio at all. So it's doing a pretty good job to filter everything out to get good sound. So just because I'm going to replace these anyway. These 4 caps. 22,000 microfarad, 80 volts. Need 4 of those, and they are 105 degrees Celsius rated caps. They're not NAD branded, but being a Chinese built amp by NAD, that does not mean that these are actually made by NAD themselves. These would be, other components are, and the other proprietary components, but being made in China, they would have cheaped out in the capacitors, because I've got JH brand capacitors here, JH brand caps there, which I've never heard of. JH are most likely Chinese friggin' mid-range or low-end caps, or mid to high-end, because they're all 105 degrees Celsius rated. So they'll be higher end rated capacitors, but have a look online, maybe order some Nichicons or Rubicons, so good Japanese caps, audio specific capacitors to replace these with. Not too difficult to do, it's a bit of work to get this apart, but pretty straightforward. I'm going to bolt the heat sinks off the side of the chassis, undo the big bus bars there, and there's a ribbon strip there, and same on the other side. And I can take these sideboards off pretty easily and get to this main board underneath where these capacitors are. It's not hard to do. There's my UPS making a racket. Yeah, definitely going to look into that, because it's about time to replace them. This is a pretty high powered amplifier, and only a slight capacitor, high resistance, and if these things are high ASR, they're getting on high ASR, it's not good in something like this. You could do, it could actually do more damage, so over time that is, eventually. At the moment it's working fine, but I do want to use this thing for a long time to come yet, so it's best to replace these capacitors. So on my old Sansui amplifier. That's, I don't even know if it's ever had a recap in its life. That thing's mid-70s. Yeah, be a good idea to get this recapped, although it does work perfectly fine. Yeah, this will be another project, I reckon. Recap this, and that will just, would last another 40 years. Definitely. Yeah, it looks like it does sometimes flash an error code. Yeah. Anyway, when she's warmed up, it's fine. Just sometimes when it's cold, it doesn't do it all the time. I does it more often, but I don't use it much. So I don't even leave it in standby. I turn it off from the main power, from the power point, and that's when it does that sort of fault and turns off. The more I use it, it's fine. It never shuts down on me. Even playing it moderately loud, it's fine. Yeah, definitely, I don't think I'm looking to replace those. Especially for something like this, it's well worth it. It's a damn good amplifier. It's bloody beautiful on my main PC. Even with these Taiwanese TX speakers, it sounds amazing. The neighbours sometimes play loud music, and sometimes I play this and it outplays their little Chinese stereo they got. Anyway, yeah, as I said, it's not failing to do any. It's not failing, but it's just it's something that's a little bit of a problem this has developed. Intermittent problem. Yeah, these capacitors are showing their age, so this will be getting recapped. Replace those filter capacitors first, because they're not getting hot. Yeah. Definitely get some high-end audio for audio specific lower ESR capacitors. This thing will be pretty well good for many more years, because these always would fail first. Just for more peace of mind. Anyway, that'll be enough for now. Thanks for watching.